Yeah, he might not
But
even be one of them. He might have just stole that phone.
well, I feel like the phone wouldn't just up and activate or accept stuff from people.
You don't think anyone could just use it?
No, I
That's
feel like
fine.
it's voice activated or coded.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Irbal Sinergy's The Shop. I'm your host, Sinji. With me, my co-host, as always, Bay.
What up, peoples?
What's up, Irby?
You know, the same old, the usual.
Okay. I'll let you guys guess which one it is. Is life living Irby or is Irby living life to its fullest?
Nah, I'm just existing.
Okay, he's just a star in the sky,
Nah, not even a star.
a speck of
Just
dirt in the ground.
just space occupied by nothing.
He's
Schrodinger's cat. I'm neither here nor there,
I was gonna say a
but
blank
I'm
piece of paper.
everywhere. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
And you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on the we getting copyrighted. But yeah,
Might
dog.
be.
Flavor, you got a flavor?
Yeah, I'm gonna show a little Sacred Blacksmith some love. I'm gonna go when the nurse proceeded to lay down a can on the young ladies. They're like, "Hey, you can't touch Charlie like that," and whatever. But when she was like, "There's only one thing to give a mooch: death." Yeah, I thought that was pretty hilarious. I was like, "You go, mate. Some tough love." Even if they were royalty.
Oh, yes. I thought I heard you say nurse and I was like so confused.
Nah, the maid,
Yes. Okay, now I am with you. I was like, what episode is this?
the nurse maid, the handmaiden, the
But
maiden of the hand.
my flavor is out of the magical revolution of the reincarnation princess and the genius young lady.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. It
and
was
what was
just a
that?
it was the moment when the father was complaining about his kids and then Anastasia
And
and
anesthesia.
Anisphia, that name was messing with my head and my tongue.
Yeah,
Barged in with Euphilia and was like, I want her to be mine. And then like Euphilia's dad was just calmly sipping tea and was like, whatever.
yeah,
It is what it is.
yeah. Yeah, I think there's a little bit to unpack there, and we'll get discussing the later
A
on.
little bit to unpack there.
Yeah,
My
we'll
girl
get.
is a full blown. I mean, moving on.
Yeah, so what you want to start off with?
Let's hit up
Yeah.
that sacred blacksmith.
All right, well, lead the
Smith.
way.
Episode 7 Family. Um, Theo was laying down the house law. Said, I ain't serving no hoochin' moochin' freeloading ass. I don't give a fuck who you guys are. I serve the Campbell family, and the Campbell family is who I'm only gonna serve. And then
Yeah,
proceeded to make the Campbell girl, Cecily, also serve. I'm like, bruh, what? This man got some backbone. Can she clean my house? Okay.
nah, you don't need a maid.
Bruh, I need something.
You do it well yourself.
Nah, let me stop. My girl just cleaned for me yesterday.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, not there wasn't much in this episode. I don't feel like you might have some honorable mentions or things that were worth noting that I don't even remember or have written down. But Cicely ended up in a maid costume or well, maid outfit, and Luke actually was like stirring about, saw the site where like he saved her. I was wondering why he saved her, and then saw her and complimented her, and like she like freaked out in embarrassment and like punched him in the face.
yeah,
And this whole episode, Charlotte was actually like I guess getting emotionally attached to, I guess, Cicely's mom. I guess that's Cicely's mom.
Yeah.
And by the end of the episode, the Empire denied Charlotte and the girls as having any association with them. Said they stole the demon blades, which, how can you have something that unwell guarded that they took about 3 or 4 of them? And a punishment is in order. They are to be turned over and blah, 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 which, come on. Come on. We know it's not going to happen.
Yeah. I do think it was worth noting.
There it is.
Well, yeah, she, the whole reason for this, what she was doing, what she's doing was because her mother wanted to be known as a noble still. So it wasn't even her dream. And then we find out that the demon swords, because Arya was like, why are we the only ones that can change into demon swords and human forms? And she, the other maid was like, oh, it's because form a demon contract, just take the shape of a sword. So I was like, oh, that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense.
It's just like, you'll get your answers in due time.
Yeah. And then so a quote I did like here a whole lot was when Cicely's mother was like, well, Charlotte was having a whole breakdown, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm happy here, whatever." Da 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 da. And she gives her the quote, "Don't live your life for others' happiness, but for your own." I was like, "Dang, that's real."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I felt that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, man, that's real.
You want to hit up that Eden
Yeah, let's do some Eden.
of the East?
Eden. Yeah, Eden of the East. Season 1, episode 2, Melancholy Monday. So they're arriving in Tokyo, and homegirl, she had an interview that she missed, and I'm kind of like, huh, why would you schedule like an interview for when you were like kind of out of town? I guess when you want to give you a little bit more space to breathe in case something went wrong,
Yeah.
but she didn't. So there was that. Um, yeah, and so some guy named Usagi keeps calling her, and he's like, "Oh, I want to pick you up from the airport." And everyone in the car is like, "Dude, you know it's not going to happen. We're in traffic. There's no way you're going to get there." And we find out that Jalise is the robotic voice that he calls on the phone. So,
Mm-hmm. The
and
concierge.
yeah, and it's like, "Oh, you got to return to the half." He's like, "What? Return? I don't even know what that is or whatever." And my man has 8.2 billion yen to spend for his mission, but he doesn't
Yeah,
even know what
he
his mission
has to
is.
spend it.
Yeah. So I don't even know what he has to spend or I don't even know what the conversion rate to it. I'm assuming it's substantial,
Yeah, I'd
but
have to think it's at least in the tens of millions.
tens of millions.
Like it was a billion, so I just dropped it like 2 zeros and assumed it was around there.
Yeah. So
While you're talking, I'll look up the conversion.
well, I already did it.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. It's like $8 million.
Damn, it was less than I thought.
Well, 88 million.
Damn, it was around where I thought.
No, no, 80. Is that 88 billion? I think. Wait, hold on.
You had 8 point what?
Nah, I left out
8.2?
something there. No, it's like $63,000. No, yeah, $63 million, which is still a lot of money. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind being that, but I don't want to lose my memory though. So she's like, "Yeah, you got to spend it," and so he proceeds to buy a way out of the airport. They come up and get him and carry him off away on a little cart. And my man buys a stick of bubble gum. I'm like, all that money you buy bubble gum? That's crazy.
I think he was
But
just testing out if he can spend it on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, makes sense. But so then old girl, she invites him to to do stuff, since she has nothing to do. She has the afternoon free now. He's like, no, I want to go find some answers. Yeah.
She was like, maybe I should have smiled more.
Yeah. And he's like, no, no, your smile's great. I was like, my man was eavesdropping in the bathroom.
Yo, he wild, bro.
He is real wild.
Not more wild than that cop.
Yo, yeah, the ending got me too. Real wild. So so he wanted to go get some answers, but he ends up just going to spend some time with her. And he's like, yeah, I need you to help me to get to my house. And she takes him, but there's a chance that the house may have been destroyed because of the bombings.
That
And
until recently, until it hit a plane, has killed no one in how many years?
I have no idea.
Like, that's kind of wild.
Yeah. So then they get to the train station where he encounters the policeman looking for him. He's like, "Oh, hey, we got the same phone." I'm like, "Oh." She's like, "Did you lose your memories too?" And the police is like, "Oh, I'm suspicious of you. You acted suspiciously." But he knows everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why are you acting like that? You asked him, was he a sailor sale? Because they had the same phone.
Yeah, and then
Mm.
like, dude didn't know because he wiped out his own memory. So it's just like, get out of here before I
Yeah.
bring you in for
So
questioning.
yeah, so then we found out that she's a senior in college. She has an older sister. Typical trope, their parents die and the sister takes care of her. And her sister's husband took over the family business. And then my man Takizawa or Zawa, one of those two. He proceeds to tell a story of how a lady gave him some money, but turned out it was his mother, but he just forgot. Which, yeah, telling him about something he bought as a kid because she had given him money to buy a soda, and the change reminded him and started jogging a little bit of memories.
Yeah, it's kind of like
And
a sad story.
yeah, and it was the last time he ever saw his mother. And then we found out that the policeman he he wants well he owes 20 million, and a crime boss wants him to lose a certain piece of evidence.
Yeah, he just tells the concierge, "Hey, kill these two guys."
Well, that was a little later, but
Was it?
yeah, it wasn't exactly right then.
Oh, there was like, did we did go back to the other two for a brief moment, didn't we?
Yeah, where he was getting ready to leave on the boat, and a little cheesy moment where he held out a hand for her to come with, and then they end up like taking photos, and she ended up recounting her trip to New York, and they start talking about movies and all other sorts of other stuff. And then they take a selfie, and she's like, "Oh, can you send that to me?" With like no contact info. She's like, I don't have the contact info, whatever. Like, you could have asked for his number.
Mm-hmm. And I think he just asked her to do it so he can write down her number or something. Which
Yeah,
would like, she was sending it to him. And no, that's stupid. He's a
yeah.
smart
So
guy.
yeah.
What was he
So then
writing down then? Was he
I
writing
have
down
no idea.
instructions on how to send pictures? Maybe he actually doesn't know.
I have no idea what he was writing down. But then we get back to Mr. Kondo, the policeman, and he kills three people.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Well,
oh,
only
is he
meant to kill
good or
two,
bad?
but the savage had a witness and he was just like, ah, you're gonna have to kill this one too.
Yeah, he pulled a Senji. I was like, oh, I gotta die.
Listen, if there's a witness, you gotta go.
Yeah. Then we find out that he wants to have number nine's life, which
So
I
that
don't know
begs
if
the
that good or
question:
bad.
is this his current life or a life he stole?
Ooh, didn't even think of that one.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I think the big questions with no answers.
But see, I think it might not be. Well, they're supposed to protect and serve,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like this might be his actual life.
Yeah, he might not
But
even be one of them. He might have just stole that phone.
well, I feel like the phone wouldn't just up and activate or accept stuff from people.
You don't think anyone could just use it?
No, I
That's
feel like
fine.
it's voice activated or coded.
Well, how would he steal our boy's life then? If he, I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a weird phone.
I mean,
Who knows what
maybe
it's capable of?
he might be able to call and hack someone else's phone. I'm not
Possible.
sure. Yeah, but who knows? Because at first I thought he was a good guy, but then he was like killed the three people. I was like, ooh, he
Yeah,
might
he
not be
swerved me,
good.
bro. I'm like, he might be all right.
Yeah, killed him too. I was like, oh, and that's the other guy. Suddenly he's like, oh, looks like I gotta kill one more. I was like, whoa, damn.
Yeah, the first two, I was just like, all right, they probably kind of deserve that. And then the third guy, I'm like, damn, my man's a villain.
Yeah, I was like, dang, he's sure is a villain.
My man's an
That's
Irby.
nah, my man's a Sinji.
uh,
Yeah, I was like, I thought he was cool, but you wanted him to die.
yeah. Still interested though. Still interested in the show.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to see what would happen next, but couldn't do it because I had to wait.
All
I
right.
was, I
You
was like,
want
I
to?
was like, hmm,
No, go on.
I was just saying, yeah, but I had to wait.
Gotta wait.
That's what I was saying.
What do you want to proceed to? You want to bang out the Trojan? Because I tell you right now, you ain't gonna get a decent Trojan explanation out of me.
Yeah. So pretty much Chojin, the running, they're caught. That creepy man that collects other children shows up, and he wants to have the children's mother's just going to kill them and dispose of them. She's like, "Oh, you had the Iron Man," and she gives him Azuma. And then Tokyo, he wants to stop her from hurting his friends, so he's like, "I'll take the mark, whatever." Da da da. And then he starts getting goblin mode, and he has what I think they call them Trojan killing swords. And so
I think so.
yeah, so then he starts start trying to slice her up. Yeah, and he goes chaos mode. So yeah, not much there.
My man had a third arm, bro. I was like, huh? What kind of fucking crow does that?
Yeah, are you sure it's an arm or was it just the sword that popped out?
Was it a
Because I was like,
sword? I don't know. It
because
looked
I
like
don't
it got cut
remember an
off.
arm. Yeah, I don't remember having him have an extra arm.
I thought he grabbed
But
the cage with a third arm. That shit was weird.
it might be.
Okay, so what do you want to bang out next, sir? Peach Boy or the magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius young lady?
We can do the peachy.
All right, Peach Boy Riverside, episode 9, Makoto and Makoto. Okay, I actually remember this episode very well for the most part, so I'm gonna go off script here and just do it off memory. Fuck it. All right, so we're experiencing the past of Makoto because this show is about a bunch of fucking time jumps. We just go from the past to the present to the future to the past to the present. I don't even know what's current,
Sure don't.
but we're in the past. We're in the past. We're in the actual Makoto, the way our Makoto got his name, Makoto. And he's telling his mind, telling his pa about, he's gonna set out, and he's a swordsman. He's like his name was Hiko no Mi something or Hito something.
Kibusi, yeah, Kibutsi Hiko no Mikoto.
Yes, yes. And then eventually he came across the dog, fed the dog, and the dog started talking. It's like, fuck it, travel with me, dog. I was like, okay, cool. That's how the dog became loyal to Makoto. Because as we saw on a couple episodes back, the dog was comparing Makoto, so you're not Makoto, you're just borrowing his name. The real Makoto is better than this. I was like, that's a lot of hostility, dog. But alright, cool.
Yeah.
Now, going on, there's an ogre in the village. And Makoto's scared to shit, but there's a kid in danger. So what does he do? He stands to face the ogre. Ogre comes down full power. He stops that shit with his hand. And then cuts the ogre down, and then boom, peach eyes.
Yeah.
But he
So
find he was like, I'm screw it. I'm Peach Boy.
yeah, I think too is like I had a thought while watching it. Like, what if you get Peach Eyes from killing an ogre? I
That's
wasn't
possible,
sure.
but how does that explain how he stopped the ogre's attack?
I feel like that probably had to do with something because his parents put him in a peach and sent him down a river. So I feel like potentially he was born of a relationship where an ogre and a human, and they sent
Mm-hmm.
him away, or he could have just been like three-fourths ogre instead of half ogre. I don't know.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, Makoto. I'm talking about little Makoto. He's definitely got that hybrid strength going on.
Yeah,
So, speeding up older Makoto's journey a little bit, he ends up on an island being ruled by like non-human looking ogres, and he finally defeats them. And he's like, the ogre made a promise, like if you defeat me, I'll just leave. So he wasn't like, I gotta kill ogres. He's like, I gotta protect, kind of
yeah,
kind of thing going on.
yeah. Because his heroic feats were known through people and spread. So then they're like, oh, we'll get him to protect us.
Mm-hmm. So before the ogre left, he warned them, if without us here, do you remember what they called the other ogres?
The Kishin.
The Kishin will show up. And Kishin are basically the more human looking ogres they'll pop up a little later, but basically Makoto moved into that area to be ready for the Kinshin.
Yeah,
And at some point, a guy comes to his hut and it's like telling the story. Is like, I originally moved. He knew it was an ogre, and the guy was like, I originally moved to this village so I can feed off of these easy humans. And Makoto was ready to grab the sword, and the guy confessed, but then I fell in love, had a family, and before I knew it, I was devouring my wife. And he
yeah,
basically begged Makoto to kill him because instincts took over. Just like that other guy, the vampire dude.
yeah,
The instincts took over and he ended up killing his beloved. So, even though he didn't want to, Makoto ended up killing that ogre. But he felt too bad about the kid, so he went to go look for the kid. Turns out Makoto, little Makoto, is also an ogre and has a horn, and the whole town was tied him to a post and was beating him. So Makoto claimed him under his protection and took the kid home and told the kid, hey, listen, I killed your dad. Now you can kill me now if you want. So Makoto, in a fit of rage, tried to kill him, but he was too weak, couldn't actually make it happen. And it's like, I'll train you so that you can one day.
yeah,
But one day, think the kid was sleeping. Him and the dog were talking. The dog was trying to tell him, like, hey, tell him the truth. It's like, nah, he doesn't need to know the truth. He needs to be the community. I think Makoto was like kind of miserable, I guess. Like for some reason, he wanted to die.
yeah.
And it might be because he didn't live his dream. Like, he didn't go find his real parents. I don't know. But,
I'm not really sure if he just wanted to die, but it was like he might have just been weary of fighting and
mm-hmm.
tired of fighting. But
So,
yeah, he didn't get to do his main goal,
yeah,
so he
nah.
just never knows.
So, little Makoto overhears the conversation, and um, a lot of that resentment went away, but I guess he didn't know how to show it over the time lapse scenes of them bonding and whatnot. But they
Yeah,
eventually bonded, and older Makoto gave little Makoto his name because little Makoto liked it better than his own name, and um, so we get to the point where they Makoto older Makoto senses that Kenshin are about to arrive, so he tries to get little Makoto to kill him real quick, but he's like, nah, I can't do it. So he goes to face the Kenshin. Little Makoto catches on, and you kind of see a little hint of his capabilities when he just jumps over the dog who tries to stop him. And when you see older
Yeah.
Makoto, he's basically just a head and torso.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, bro.
He messed him up pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what makes this next part so crazy because this guy was super strong, super fucking strong. Um, and I don't know how strong the guy he was facing was, but like the ogres he chased away from the island couldn't have been that weak compared to this guy because it made the ogre that he chased away made it seem like that they were keeping the Kenshin away. You know what I mean?
I don't think it was that. I think it was like they gave them rain on the island,
Oh, but
and
since they're gone, now they're gonna take over.
yeah, like they're like, oh, someone strong took y'all out. Let's go see what this strong person's about and finish them off, type deal.
Gotcha. So
Like reinforcements.
I don't know how older Makoto did it, but he managed to move his torso in a way where he got one more cut in.
Yeah, he grabbed the sword with his teeth, did a, spinning sword slash, Zoro style.
Yeah, and
Onigiri.
the ogre decided that he was gonna finish him off with a powerful blast. So I guess he just went to walk away, which gave little Makoto enough time to show up and cry and mourn. And I think we visibly watched the peach power leave older Makoto and enter little Makoto.
Get a little orb.
Mm-hmm. In which little Makoto went on a rage, and in a flash, he was right in front of the ogre and cut him down.
Yeah, after the ogre did his shot.
Mm-hmm. Now, with that being said, after he killed the ogre, he ripped off his own horn and then had that sadistic smile. So that's where Makoto gets his obsession from.
Yeah.
From older Makoto dying.
I kind of wonder how strong Makoto would actually be if he actually had his horn still.
That's a fair point.
Because old girl, when she lost her horn, she could barely do anything. But this man is slashing down demon armies with no horn still.
Yeah. That might be that hybrid strength.
Like I think they think he's a human doing this, but little do they know he's actually part them.
Mm-hmm.
He's participating in genocide. Yeah. So that's why he wants to kill all ogres.
My man's Itachi with it.
Yeah, he's something else. Something else. But yeah, I am enjoying that one.
It's proving better than the blacksmith,
It is.
the secret blacksmith. I'm gonna say I'm surprised we're still watching the secret blacksmith. I think it just has like enough in there. It's like, all right, let's watch another one. It's not like trying to watch Futo Pie or
That was terrible.
Gintama that took way too long to get interesting, but I see funny scenes on it on Instagram. I'm
Yeah.
okay with watching Gintama through Instagram.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Maybe I'll revisit Futopai once it gets a dub and I just let it play.
You can say
But
you watched it.
it might not even get a dub though, so
Oh man.
but yeah. On to the magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius lady. Season 1, episode 2, acquisition of an assistant for both profit and pleasure.
I'm tired of these long ass titles.
Yeah, by just showing it the magical revolution. So it starts off with King Orpheus. He's signing some documents when Gantz appears, and they start to talking about Anasphere. Then she comes busting in and announces that she's taking Ophelia away, and the king does that thing, like you know how they do the anime characters where they just knock him on top of the head, like you numbskull. Da, da, da.
Yo, no has
So
did knocked her out.
yeah, so they just get to talking, and they're just back and forth, and this and the other. And then he's made aware that Al broke off his engagement to Ophelia, and he's like, "Huh? That boy did it so publicly, and this, that, and the other." And
Mm-hmm.
so, the king was like, "How do you? What do you think about this again?" She's like, "Oh, it's all right. It was her job to get closer to him, but she didn't." Which I feel like Al didn't even try to give the girl time of day.
No, definitely
But
not.
yeah, like also I can't say I blame him per se.
But that was such a humiliating way to go. Like you, he can still been a respectable character if he did it
Yeah,
differently.
and he was like, "Hey, I know our parents want us to be together, but I don't want us to do anything. My heart belongs to another. This would just be like superficial." But he didn't. He was just a jerk. I feel like he's the one that fabricated all that evidence against her.
He probably is. I'm still not convinced that the girl was in on it or
I
was
feel like
okay
she,
with it.
yeah, I feel like she might be in on it too. Because I definitely don't see Euphilia doing that.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. It's only 2 episodes in. Don't really know her too much.
Yeah, I've been surprised by characters before.
Yeah, but her father Gantz wasn't mad at all, and but he's like, "Oh, so what will you do from here on? Like, what are your plans? What will make you happy?" And then Honest shares her idea. She wants her to become her assistant because Lady Euphoria, she's loved by the spirits. She's good at martial arts. She has skills, and she's a genius.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, they're like, oh, this is mutually beneficial because Honest, her reputation is terrible. She has no magic, and Euphilia's reputation could use some bolstering. So Euphilia, she's going to be the face of magicology.
And
So
here's what was kind of weird to me about the touching moment Euphilia had with her father. Um, he he was watching Orphans and if and his Fia and was
yeah,
like trying to compare how he was being a dad to how the king was being a dad. He was like, maybe I've been doing this wrong. So the moment he tried to show affection, she flinched as if he was gonna hit her. I was like, he doesn't even seem like the type of person who would hit you. Why are you flinching?
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe she just fears it. Who knows? But so we find out that Honest is doing it because she loves magic and she hopes Yuffie will fall in love too with the magic. And so the king thinks this is all just a ploy because when she was younger, she said she wanted to marry a woman. And so Orpheus and Honest, they're doing a whole talk about all sorts of stuff and this and the other. And this was a funny moment too. She's like, "Well, I didn't want male to get married to a man because I didn't want to accidentally get pregnant." And so then it was her father's. She's like, "It's your father's desire to see his daughter have a child." And this is when Euphilia's father began to question his parenting style and how they interact and stuff. And so Yuffie calls herself a fool when they have their little talking moment. And he replies, "A daughter of mine is no fool," which was touching because he was giving her positive reinforcement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he says, "Do what you want to do as long as it makes you happy." And he's like, "I'll support you even if it puts me at odds with the king." I'm like, there you go, king. That's what you do, king. And then
Him.
he's Timothy. And then so he asked her would being queen be too much for you, and she starts crying and she nods. And so then we get to Honest. She's showing Yuffie the teapot at a workshop and all sorts of other gadgets. And then they talk about Honest's lack of powers. And Yuffie's like, "Oh, I didn't even realize or take into consideration that people have no powers and what it's like for a noble not to have any powers."
Bruh, freaking, what's her name? What's her name? Ilya was going in on Anisfia. So, she's a noble without magic powers, and that's pretty much useless.
Yeah. So pretty much.
And she's like throwing a tantrum of, all for your head.
Yeah. That was a good moment there. But so yeah. Then Yuffie, she thinks about a magical world and how much it would affect the world of like her honest inventions and how conservative nobles would feel about them, and like essentially they would lose authority because they're not the only ones that can wield magic anymore. So we could see some political ramifications coming down the way later. So
Sounds right to me.
and then so we get to this to they're getting sleepy now. It's bedtime. And so Yuffie asks her why she helped, and she was like, "Oh, you're always in control of your emotions. You're strong and you're righteous." And she's like, "Oh, plus you're a duke's daughter," which is all good stuff. And then she was like, "Oh, I just wanted to help you be free, like how you say I'm free spirited or whatever." I was like, "Huh, that makes sense."
Works for me.
But yeah, but I also was thinking, like, what if in the reincarnated world, Honest wasn't actually a woman, but like some random guy that they got reincarnated to a woman's
Bro,
body now.
it said reincarnated, bro. I haven't ruled that out yet. I was like, yeah, what if she's just a guy in a girl's body?
Yeah. So, I mean, I was thinking about it. So, who knows? Maybe it will be the case. Maybe it's not. But I just was like, huh. Because they did that in So When I'm a Spider, where they put that one boy in that girl's body.
I know.
So I was like, I could definitely see someone doing this. I'm like, I
Listen,
don't know.
it's possible. It is possible.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the new one. I think it comes out tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Yeah, I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying this one.
It definitely slowed down a little bit, but I guess that's to be expected because
Well, yeah,
they do have to
it's only
explain
episode two.
something.
Give you a
Yeah,
banger of a first episode to get you hooked, and then control your
yeah,
pacing, I guess.
yeah. So, but yeah, I'm not mad at it. I did learn some useful stuff. It still had its funny moments, made me chuckle and laugh. So, not mad at all.
I ain't mad at it.
What that trick? Yeah.
Yeah. So, got anything else you want to discuss, big guy?
Yeah, I started watching a new show,
Which one?
and Spectra.
I just saw that on Crunchyroll. Good.
Yeah, I like it. Um, it's kind of. I think they're actually coming out with season two now, and I have one, two, three, four. Yeah, about 5 episodes left.
Hmm.
But yeah, I definitely am enjoying it. I like the little protagonist. Well, I don't know if she's even the protagonist.
Per se.
Yeah, because it's weird.
What's so weird about it?
It's because she's supposed to be like some maiden or something, but then there's another man that she needs help with to do what she needs to do with certain aspects of her magical job. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I'm enjoying it though.
Now,
It's kind of like Detective Clue. Well, not Detective Clue, but like problem solving and coming up with stuff with fighting per se.
I need to pretty much take back something I said about the Sword Art Online light novel, which not too bad. You remember I said like I can think of like 4 or 5 episodes that aren't actually in the light novel. That's still true, but in the next book, I guess the author decided to write those side stories. It's like, why would you go back? And but I will say this. In the second season, between the fight with the Salamander Commander and the attempt at the World Tree, arriving at the World Tree, the anime cut an entire section out from the show, from the book. Like, it wasn't just from point A to point B type of. It was like an actual in-depth section that would have made a. I think I would have enjoyed those 1 or 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oh well. Can't explain the. I don't understand the criteria for these things, so I'll just leave it at that.
Leave it. Leave it. Leave it.
Leave it. Irby, you got anything else to talk about on this podcast?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
All right, kids, stay in school.
Yeah, stay in school. Get help if you need it. Remember, life gets better as you get older sometimes.
Not really.
You'll get the freedom that you want to get.
It gets harder. Stay with your parents.
Dang.
As long as you can, just stay. Minimum rent.
No rent.
Sometimes no rent.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's nice. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, and see ya. Peace.
Peace.